Do you know whether it was ever brought to the attention of your board, this request?
Yes, you know, these things, they reflect on our accounts, our audited accounts. And then on the disclosure columns, you will find these things. And normally these accounts are taken to the board for their approval before the accounts are signed. So the board, definitely they are aware of these things.
Who was the chairman of your board at this time?
Amadou Samba.
The same Mr. Amadou
Yeah,
Samba?
it's the same Amadou, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I'm applying to have admitted documents in relation to a cash loan of $6,432,700 made to Office of the President
letter dated 3rd August 2011 from Office of the President to the Managing Director of Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation, re-cash loan in the sum of $6,432,700 payable to Amadou Samba of Gassem plus related documents. Admitted mark SC18.
Can we move on to, do you have another one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
The next one was a loan.
No, before we move to the next one,
Okay.
one or two questions on the current one.
Okay.
Mr. Cham,
Yes, sir.
do you realize that the invoice was to Kanilai Farms?
I didn't realize that. It was afterwards when...
The invoice was to Kanilai Farms.
Yes.
Which part of Kanilai Farms is critical to the state?
Well, I don't know.
The reason for the loan said critical
Issue, yeah. And the invoice was addressed to Kanilai Farm. I don't know which of the Kanilai farms. I'm not familiar with the Kanilai farms.
But you were loaning to the government,
Yes,
Office of the President.
yes.
And
It was, the directive came from the office of the president. We
This is not
acted.
a directive. This did not even come on government letterhead.
Okay,
This is a letter from a civil servant.
okay,
It cannot be a directive.
okay,
It's not on government paper.
okay.
You are supposed to do some due diligence because this is coming from a National Provident Fund account. It was addressed to Kanilai Farms, a private company, not in any way representing government interests. Second, you were asked to pay the cash to Mr. Amadou Samba of Gassem.
Yes.
He was not even a civil servant. So in what capacity is payment to Amadou Samba anything critical to the running of the state?
Well, I don't know of any critical issue. A letter was written by the then Secretary General mentioning critical issue and then addressed to the Managing Director. Following receipt of the letter from my Managing Director, I was instructed to facilitate payment.
This is the same Office of the President that borrowed $1 million and didn't repay,
Yeah,
and you still acted on a
Yes.
second request.
yes. The Managing Director acted and instructed me to proceed with payment. I facilitated payment, yeah.
Civil servants are supposed to act as they must, not act as they are directed. When somebody owes you $1 million, doesn't repay, sends you an invoice or a second request, an invoice in the name of a private company, yeah, and asks you to pay someone who's not even a civil servant, you owe the owners of that fund some due diligence rather than just execute. So again, I ask you, do you realize that this $6 million was going to Kanilai Farms? Because the invoice says Kanilai Farms and it's in black and white.
Well, I don't know much about that. The way we acted was just to provide the cash. Whether it was going to Kanilai or somewhere else, we would not know. Though the invoice was addressed to Kanilai and then attached to the
The
letter
funds being
from...
loaned, do they belong to Social Security?
Sorry?
The funds you were loaning to the government,
Yes.
do they belong to Social
Yes,
Security?
they are Social Security funds.
You were entrusted with retirement fund.
Exactly.
Good, so they're not yours.
No, they're not ours.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there's some due diligence due.
Well, I cannot agree much regarding to the due diligence. It's a directive from the Office of the
You are
President
head of
and
finance
addressed.
and investment.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Finance